Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. On this program, we'll bring you information you need to keep your life safe and secure. Wherever it is, we'll take every length to make sure we bring it to you. Welcome to the program. Today, it's a mixture of so many issues that we'll be looking into. We'll be looking into e-border, policing our borders electronically, and also we'll be looking at the election that is currently going on in Abia North Senatorial District, where we have our team there to give us reports about what is happening in Abia State. Then we'll also be talking about the state of security in Nigeria. Some people have actually expressed concern about what is happening. There seems to be configuration of so many crises happening in some parts of the country. Lagos is on fire. We had Agatu recently in Benue State, and some of the people came down to Abuja to demonstrate. We've had issues that people are calling for the military to come into Lagos to police. We want to find out what really is happening. But let us go to the demonstration, the exhibition that was done by one of the IT companies that is trying to demonstrate how Nigeria can electronically monitor its border. Security Watch Africa was at the immigration headquarters where the demonstration was done. The Minister of Interior, General Dambazao, and the Controller General of Immigration, Martins Abeshi, were there. And the view of the minister was actually far-reaching, and which is one of the issues we need to look into, because Nigerian border is said to be very vast and very porous, and our focus must be on how to check those unmanned border areas, illegal borders that spread so many thousands of kilometers, and which hoodlums and criminals and people are using to come into the country to cause mayhem. Stay tuned as we bring you what transpired at the Nigeria Immigration Service headquarters in Abuja.
Why we need to deploy e-border system? Because right now, not just Nigeria, all over the world, we facing so many challenges in the border control. First, we have some blind spot, means most of the borderline and the checkpoint it has no surveillance. It is exploded, and we don't have efficiency communication, especially wireless communication. It means it's difficult to share the information to get support, to report to command center. And so we don't have this system, so it will result delayed decision making. Of course, most of the facility need to power by the stable power source. So we don't have stable power source now. So here is some major challenge we're facing now. And what is the effect for the security? As our understanding, you should have seamless surveillance. It means all the important borderline and important checkpoint, you need to deploy the surveillance system, and you need to have the multiple communication system. It's most important is provide reliable network and reliable power source. And here is show us what we deliver in this pilot project. We have two sites. The first site is MIS in here. We have command center is right here, and we have wireless base station, which provide the service as video trunking. Later I will show you. And we had mobile communication, and we had high definition camera. And the second site is in Sokoto. We also had a base station, provide the wireless service. We had mobile surveillance system. We had video trunking system. We also had a checkpoint surveillance system here. And right now I want to show you a small demo to show how this e-border system to help immigration to arrest the suspect. And please allow me to introduce the background of this demonstration. We got a report that there will be a smuggling happened in the checkpoint. And I am an officer in this demo. At least my colleague, he will be the operator. And we also have two colleagues in Sokoto will cooperate with us. Okay, let's put this first screen. And this one is this camera we deploy in the Sokoto. Can show the checkpoint real-time video.
Command Center calling officer. Command Center calling officer. Do you copy?
Here is officer. Please talk.
The suspect vehicle is now under our surveillance under camera 2002. I repeat, 2002. Please get the video.
Copy. Copy that. Mister, the operator just report to me the suspect car is under our camera. He report to me for this walkie-talkie system. This is a walkie-talkie system, so it can support. Just press one button, and all the member under this group can hear what happened. And he just tell me the camera's number. For this system, you not only can connect to the camera in the command center. Of course, in the command center, we already see what happened now. Also, for this system, all handset can connect to the camera. Just like the operator tell me, the camera's number is 2002. So I just need to know the number of the camera, and then I can connect to the camera.
The main challenge of the immigration isn't where they manned. It is the porousness and extensiveness of our borders. That is where the main challenge is. It is not here. And this is why we can easily man this by uniformed men. But you know that, for instance, our border between Nigeria and Cameroon is about 2,000 kilometers. And there is no way you can have, personnel being manned physically. So this is why we've been talking of using technology to man the borders, to monitor what is going on. Secondly, according to their statistics, there are about 1,700 routes along our borders. Only about 87 of those routes are manned. The others are illegal routes. So now, how do we cover those routes? And those are the blind spots, and I believe you call them blind spots or whatever. So those are our blind spots. It is not this checkpoint. It is those borders we cannot see, and it is impossible to physically man them. You can imagine the number of persons you will put to man 2,000 kilometer border. It's a long stretch, and that is just one side.
Welcome back. That was the Honorable Minister of Interior, Nigeria, talking about the issue about manning the Nigerian borders. Like he said, more than 1,000 borders are porous and illegal, and it's only 80 plus that is being manned currently. And imagine what that does, because it means that people can easily come into the country, both the good and the bad. People can come in to create mayhem and also easily walk away. Both in the north and in the south, we have such porous borders. In the south area, you will find that some of our waterways are not being manned. You see some areas where people can easily, with small boats, come in and create problem and go back. We just hope that there's a better way that this can be actually done, and we call on the federal government to put all resources together and ensure that our borders are well manned and checked, because if your border is open, anything can happen. So we support and encourage what the ministry intends to do to properly man the Nigerian border. Yes, talking about manning the Nigerian border and people illegally coming in to create problem in Nigeria. Some have said that some of the hoodlums we have today that are creating problem, even the insurgents and the terrorists, they all pass through these illegal borders to come into the country. But currently we have some crisis going on in Agatu in Benue State and in Lagos State, where some miscreants, according to the Commissioner of Police, there said that some miscreants or hoodlums are creating problems. But people are afraid. People are packing out of their homes and looking for a safer place. Already we have on the line our friend, our brother, Barrister Ahmed Abbas, who was on the program last week. He's back there in Lagos to tell us what is happening in Lagos really as we speak. Yeah, Barrister, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you, Pat.
Yes, we're just hearing that some people are leaving some parts of Lagos and looking for safer heavens. How true is that?
Well, that's not even, it's not a new phenomenon because it has been a recurring decimal in Lagos, especially in K2 and My 12, where you have concentration of, some marketers. So the clash has always been between the Hausa, Fulani, and the Yoruba settlers. I think it's a fight for supremacy over who controls what. Okay. It's a recurring decimal, and the military men have been stationed there for a very long time, but they've not been able to stop, the constant and clash.
Okay. Yeah, but though the Commissioner of Police had said that there's no ethnic coloration to it, but from the views we've had and what you're just confirming, that it seems to be between the Hausa Fulani traders and the indigenous Yorubas fighting for supremacy. Which do you think we should believe now?
Like I told you, Pat, it's a recurring decimal in My 12 and K2, and the clash is always for who controls what, who has supremacy over the other in the control of the K2 market, which is the largest food market in the whole of Nigeria.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, from official statistics, there's about 4 persons died so far. Do you have any other figure, or that is the actual figure?
But today I can't categorically tell you that this is the number. I know for sure that some people lost their lives in the fracas. I can't say categorically the number of people who actually died in the enemy.
Before we leave that, we have had, we just saw on AIT News, some people saying, look, they would like the military to come and take over. And you said earlier that the military has been stationed there for quite some time now. And don't you think over-militarization of our society, of our streets, it's not too good for our democracy?
The military has been stationed there several years. I can tell you that more than 10 years now, the military men have been stationed there, but they've not been able to prevent absolutely, because I say this with all kinds of responsibility. Sometimes we discover that the military men that were stationed there to ensure security also get themselves involved in stopping Kobe buses, taxi drivers to solicit money, collect money from them and all the rest of them. I do not think that is the reason why they are stationed there. Over-militarization of the society, I don't think is the best way, because except in extreme circumstances, when we are at war with other nations, that's when I think our military should be brought in. But issues like this, I think the military, the police should be able to resolve it. But unfortunately, over the years, I think there have been some lapses in the military, in the ability of the police to maintain internal order. I think they should be retrained and refocused and remotivated so that they can do ordinarily what they are supposed to do constitutionally.
Yeah, because one of the respondents actually passed a vote of no confidence on the police to be able to handle this situation. You have called for the retraining of the police. Could it be that maybe proper instructions were not given to the officers on ground there on what to do?
The unfortunate thing is that just some few meters away, let me say about, in fact, in front of the market, you have a police station there. The divisional police station is there.
Okay.
There's a divisional police station right in front of the market. In spite of that, military men were brought. So I think they should be retrained, motivated, focused, and then indoctrinated as to the presence of police should actually instill fear. But the situation where you see even the police and the conductors and the guy will be passing each other on the back and hitting a caramel together, it doesn't speak well for our police force.
Oh yes.
Boys as well. I think sometimes you go there, you see the police boys, the policemen and the area boys, they are shaking themselves and all the rest of them. So the police become so common that even in the midst of the presence of the police, the area boys, the hoodlums, the miscreants will just do whatever they want to do, because as far as they are concerned, who is the police? I mean, we are all the same. There's nothing special about them. There's no fear of the presence of police.
Okay.
I think it has to do with the psychology of the police officer.
Okay. Now that, would you not say that maybe these things are breakdown of intelligence gathering and intelligence processing, use of intelligence? Because before such crises come up, since there is a police division there, shouldn't they have infiltrated the ranks of these people to be able to know when they are planning to have trouble or when they are planning to have problems, to be able to stop it before it occurs to this extent?
Correct. That's why I will still go back to the issue of, we need to take our law enforcement officers, the police, back to the training school to tell them their role in the society. They, of course, you can mingle with the society. At the same time, you must keep your distance. You must be able to command their respect. But the situation where, you mingle with them and even sometimes, because when you are too close, familiarity breeds contempt. Sometimes you see the police fully armed there and the area boys, and they are doing whatever they like. So we need to still take our policemen back into the training school to retrain them that your presence alone should be able to command respect in such a way that when hoodlums see you coming, they will run. They have to run because they know the law is there.
I think
so
that's
still order.
I think that was the main reason why the mobile police squadrons were set up to actually do that. I don't know whether they're doing it properly now.
I think the entire system needs overhauling. That's not the naked truth.
Yeah, I think government should look into it, and they should be overhauling. Let's go to Agatu, Benue State, because that is also another issue that seems to be reoccurring. Farmers and all these Fulani cattle rearers always clashing and creating problems. So some say that some of these Fulanis are people, they're not Nigerians, they cross into the country, so they don't respect the communities and all, create problems and all that. But what do you see to that?
Whosoever is saying that, I think should simply go and tell that to the Marines. Yes, it's an insult on our intelligence. It's none of my business whether they are foreigners or they are Fulanis. The question is that laws are being violated, people are being killed, and we can't keep quiet and just fold our hands and say, oh, they are foreigners. That's why they are taking the laws into their hand. If a foreigner comes to your land and take the law into his hand or break your law, what are you supposed to do? You allow the law to take its full course. These guys are criminals. And the question I normally ask is that how do they have access to AK-47 rifle? Who is arming these people? It's a critical question. Then our security agencies should go back to the drawing board and do their investigation, find out how are these people being armed. And we should also call the immigration personnel. How are foreigners being able to penetrate our border? You said illegal border. There's nothing called illegal border because all the routes that lead into this Nigeria, all our custom officers and our immigration officers know those borders very well. You go to Seme border part, you will see immigration officers. They are not doing their job. They are not checking the foreigners coming into Nigeria. They are just interested in collecting money. They set up toll gates. To collect. I see our men in uniform at the border, at Badagry and Cotonou border, collecting money from people who are coming. Not minding, not conducting background check as to the status of these people. So we should be able to, our law enforcement should come to bear. And let me tell you this, you see, when you allow impunity to go on, and the law the state is unable to protect the vulnerable, you are simply telling the vulnerable to take the law to protect themselves, and that would be anarchy in the society. It's wrong. We must question how these Fulani herdsmen, whether they are from Chad or Sudan or they are from Nigeria, how are they having access to sophisticated weapons that they use in killing farmers? It's a critical question we must ask ourselves. And if we do not address this kind of issue, you will be setting up a time bomb for inter-ethnic clashes. They do it in Yoruba land. The Yorubas one day will react. If they do it in the North Central, the Benues one day will react. They are doing it in the East. The Easterners will react one day. And this nation will be engulfed in ethnic clashes.
Yeah, because recently in Delta State, the traditional ruler was kidnapped and eventually killed. But some people suspected to be Fulani cattle rearers. It's called for trouble, for problem, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
It calls for serious concern because this thing is reoccurring in almost every part of Nigeria. It's occurring in the southwest. It's occurring in the southeast, it's occurring in the Niger Delta, it's occurring in the North Central. The government must know that it's a critical issue that needs to be addressed by all stakeholders.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Barrister Bass, for talking with us on these issues. We'll hope to hear from you very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're just joining us, this is your program, Security Watch Africa. You heard our contributor telling us about what really is happening. It's called for serious concern from all the security stakeholders, the government, the law enforcement agencies themselves, and Nigerian citizens, before we have a bigger problem in our hands. We had treated issues of when the Boko Haram people started, we treated it with kid gloves until it became a major crisis in this country. Today we are battling to see how to stop it. We hope that Nigerian government will do something critically urgent to be able to prevent this. And where some people, Nigerian citizens, are fighting themselves over supremacy, there's need to actually find out a lasting solutions to that problem. We'll come back to you briefly. Let's just take a short break, and we'll come back and continue with the discussion. Back. Yeah, if you're just joining us, this is your program, Security Watch Africa. Yeah, you had some of our contributors, we've had our barrister speaking to us on what is happening and what we expect from the government to be able to help us to prevent this recurring decimal of crisis happening, especially in the Mile 12 area of the state. We're having we have a view here sent to us on our email saying, yeah, dear presenter, I'm enjoying your program. This is from Chigozia Monago. I'm enjoying your program. This issue you brought up today is a serious issue, and we'll ask the government to do much better than it's been happening. The police in Nigeria today, as we speak, seems not to be capable to handle our internal security. Chigos, I wouldn't know what you are calling for, because if we don't have police, I wonder who will provide us the necessary security we need. You can communicate to us. Let's interact through our Facebook fan page, or like us and make your comments so that we can read it out to you, or send us an email where we can tell us your view, just like Chigozie have just told us now, or tweet us, follow us on Twitter so that we can all interact and you get latest news and information that is coming your way. You can also watch the previous editions of this program via YouTube. So log into YouTube and search for Security Watch Africa. Then you can watch the previous editions of this program and you get the information you need to keep your life safe and secure. We're getting signal that we must leave for other programs to continue. Unfortunately, because of time, we may not be able to go to Abia, even though we have the Commissioner of Police already on the line, but we may not be. But maybe in one word. Hello, sir. Yeah, we had expected this call, though we are signing off to leave right now. But in a nutshell, sir, how is the election in the Abia North Senatorial District right now, sir?
Generally, it's calm.
Okay.
Attempt to try to start maybe one or two polling units.
Oh.
And in these two, in West.
Oh.
Otherwise, the situation is that people are complying.
Okay.
And I have all the
Okay. But those who tried to snatch the ballot boxes, were they apprehended? Were you able to apprehend them?
Yes, they were outside, and they pretended as people coming to cast their vote. And then succeeded in taking one or two of the materials.
But
And other security agencies gave them a chase, but only for them to jump into the bus and zoom up with that vehicle. But by the time they tried to make a report, they had gone far. But we sighted them somewhere, and there was one to cut.
Okay. But general.
We arrested.
Okay.
We know the of the people. They gave us names.
Okay, but generally there is no breakdown of land order.
Never, ever.
All right. We know that you have a 4,000 strong men manning the polling centers. Your policemen and other security services, are they spread all the polling units?
Yes, they are spread all over the territorial bit of IBM. And we have also some daughters within the local government. They are the federal district. And then the other ones, the constituencies are also 10 local governments with 1,223 polling units.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I'm sure our crew, they are with you there. So by next week, we'll be able to bring the visual report of what is happening over there. We wish you luck as you go around supervising the elections. Thank you very much, sir. All right, that was the Commissioner of Police, Abia State, quickly telling us the update of what is happening there. Thank God that those who tried to snatch the ballot boxes were apprehended finally. Though we have a tweet message from Oladipo Dixon, but we can't take it because though your view is very, very important. But next week we'll take all this for you to know what is happening. Until we come your way again next week, we must say bye for now and remain blessed.